Your silence kept you safe. It also kept you small. The moment you start using your voice, everything starts to change. Hi, my name is Steve Kidd. I'm a third generation minister, international best-selling author of 39 books and counting. I've had the amazing privilege to be able to work with over 5,000 people, helping them write, publish, market their books to bestseller, and everything that goes beyond that. And what I'm here to do is to help you really truly find the clarity in who you are, what your voice and your message is, and what you were created to do in this world, who you are meant to be, and then help you really truly live it. And that can be summed up, if you will, in the phrase your voice. You have a voice, you have a message, you have things that you absolutely need to speak, things that you need to absolutely be the one that's saying out into the world. There is someone that needs you. We need you right now. We need you to show up. We need you to be you. We need you to fill the spot in this world that only you can. There's nobody else that ever has been you, and nobody else that ever can be you. And I know there's some days we think, and there's nobody else that would ever want to be me. Okay, but that's not really the point we're talking about, is it? Because who you are is massively important. It really truly is. The world needs you. I want you to hear that. I'm going to say it again. The world needs you. The very specific, exact, real, true, pure, perfect you that is you. We absolutely, positively need you to just simply be you, to show up, to be the real you in the world. All of your hopes and dreams, all of your faults and failings, every single last bit of who you are is absolutely necessary in this world. Now, with that said, let me back up a half a step, because that can be beyond terrifying to really frustrating, because most of us have gone through some real shiz, right? I mean, just some stuff. And I need you to understand that I don't believe that that was something that was the perfect plan for your life. Okay? I truly, honestly believe that all of the things that come our way are because of a concept known as free will. And the problem that we have, that I mean, we all have it. I have it myself, is the problem with free will is that what we really want is for us to have complete 100% free will, and everybody else really kind of have their will morph around whatever's best for us. That's okay. That's human nature. But because they used their free will, often there are hurts, scars, and even downright damage that's been done to us because of their exercising of their will and the things that they did to us. And that's not how it should have been. Absolutely, it's not. But the greatest part of it is that even in all of that, even through all of the ick and the yuck and the bleh, you've come through. You've overcame. You're a winner. You're here today. That tells me you have a purpose, a real that you need to be and share and do out into the world. Absolutely, you do. We're sitting here. If you're live with me, today is a Saturday. It's a little bit cloudier outside. It's not raining. It's not supposed to rain until late tonight or tomorrow. But then we've got 3-4 days of rain forecast. And it's a much different kind of situation, now outside than it was 3-4 days ago. I mean, like 4 days ago, it was in the 90s. And this time last week, it was in the hundreds. totally different. And life is like that. But as we sit here today, casual Saturday, my wish for you is that you're outside watching on a phone or on a tablet or something, and you're wiggling your little toes in the grass, or maybe even in some beach sand. Oh, I love the beach. I miss it sometimes. I really do. And yet the flip side to it is that, when I moved to Kansas, which is literally as far away from the beach as you can get, pretty much, I knew that as much as I love the ocean, as much as I love the waves, I wasn't living a life where I was going and being there. Now, at one point, when I lived in a place called Ocean Park, Washington, which is on the Washington Long Beach Peninsula, not the California Long Beach Peninsula, um, the ocean was my backyard. I could sit in my office and look out over my computer and see and watch the ocean. It was mesmerizing. I loved it. Um, but the flip side to it is that it's mesmerizing, and it's harder to get work done because it's just like, oh my gosh, I just want to sit here and just gawk at the ocean. The beach was my backyard. I loved it. And at some point in my future, I want to be back at that point. But right now, here in central Kansas, I have a plan and a purpose here too. Because right now I'm in a great place to be able to start doing the planning and then execute on traveling. I want to get back to a place where I'm traveling 250 to 300 days out of the year, maybe even more. My kids are all grown. I'm single currently, and so there's nothing literally. I mean, my dog. And I wonder, do I take her with me? Do I let her be a senior gal here in the semi-retirement home that it feels like I live in right now, with my mother and my brother, who are both very retired people? It's kind of an obscurity to me because I don't really understand that concept. It just doesn't gel with who I am and how I am. That's not me dissing them, or it's not me intending to anyway. It's just interesting to see the difference. My brother is 7 years older than me, and maybe 7 years from now, maybe I'll be like, wow, man, I totally get it. That 7 years makes a heck of a lot of difference. It's very possible. My mom just turned 87. I tell my mom every day, if she wants to live on cookies and do nothing but sit around and nap, asleep, read books, whatever, by the time you get to 87, you should have earned that. Absolutely. Me, on the other hand, I'm still that type A driven personality. Or as the human design test showed, I'm a manifesting generator, so I'm spinning multiple plates simultaneously. And that's okay. And other people aren't. And that's the thing that we need to really learn to be okay. Now, I went into all of that because you need to frame your own self. As we go on this whole concept and we talk today about what happens when you start using your voice, we have to go back to the beginning. We have to go back to clarity. What are our 3 C's? Clarity, consistency, connection. Okay, so connection, that's our heart. Okay, and I know you've got a heart. You want to help people. 90 years from now, that would assume that you were like 5 or 10 years old and you're going to live to be 100. But whatever, 60 years from now, you're still going to have that same heart and desire and want to help people and serve people. That's just who you are. I know. So we've got the heart connection. Consistency is just an action about having a planned method of exactly when people can know and we're going to show up for them. And when we can't, or what have you, then we can put in place some things so that we can still remain consistent for them. But clarity is the key. And before we can start sharing our voice, we need to know who we are. What is our voice? And sometimes it takes work. Sometimes it takes somebody working with you to help you really understand. We've been through that course this week. We've talked about, being able to drill down on, why do I say that thing all the time? What does it really mean? What's the why behind the why? What are the really key elements that come up from that? And then how can I put that together into something that really serves the person that I know I'm meant to serve? It's what we've been talking about this week, right? And now we're at that place because we put first, before our messaging, we put our understanding of ourselves. And now we've got some insights into ourselves. It's going to get clearer. Okay, it may even feel very muddied for you right now if you just went through this with me this week. It's going to get better, I promise. We're on a course, we're on a path towards. And now what we need to do is we need to speak it. Because as soon as you begin to actually say the things, not let them roll around in your brain, not just be, speaking them out into the void in your room. I mean, it's ironic because I'm in my room right now, right? But I'm talking about, the non-publicized version of you. And it may be weeks, months, it may even be years that your ears are the only two ears that are hearing your voice. But you want to put it out where people could be drawn to it. And we can talk about the other marketing methodologies and stuff, how to get people around it. And we've got all of those kind of systemic things in place. We can put the systems in place. You've got to be the one to speak. Know your truth and then speak it. When you begin to start using your voice, when you pick up your phone, hey, how you doing today? I just want to talk to you about. I mean, yeah, I can give you a formula for it. Hi, my name is, what I do is, and what I'd like to talk to you about today is. Okay, that's your basic formula. But if you just pick it up and say, hey, how you doing? I'm just, or you just even pick it up and go, today we're going to talk about 5 seconds, 5 hours, whatever it takes. You need to be sharing that. When you use your voice, everything changes. People can't find you until you're where people can find you. If you're not going live on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, one or all of those, and there's others that could come in. My social media person was talking to me about, me needing to be on Bumble and one other one. And I've never even used those, and that's fine. I was like, okay, go for it. Because we need to be out there. In order for somebody to find us, we've got to be findable first. Imagine you go to a library. Okay, now I realize going to libraries is a little bit old-fashioned. Okay, so let me update it into modern technology. Imagine you go to Amazon. Okay. There, now I don't sound like an old fogey looking through the card catalog. Although I love card catalogs and I love libraries, but that's a whole different story. You go to Amazon and you need to find a book on X. You want to learn how to do something. You want to up level on something. All the different kind of books, transformational books, inspirational books, motivational books, just pure learning books, books for entertainment, right? All of the different genres of that, okay? You go to Amazon and you're looking for specifically the book that covers that particular thing. From as basic of, you need a how-to guide on how to replace your kitchen sink or the faucet in the bathroom. And you've gone crazy and you've decided you want to do it yourself. Or maybe what you'll find when you're looking through is you'll find a book that says, here's all that it's going to take to do this. What my recommendation is, here's a place where you can just go. I mean, like the Angie's List company, which I think now they just call themselves Angie. They should have a book about that. And it should be, and they should have bunches and tons of books, how to paint your own house, how to replace your own kitchen sink, how to, all of the things that you can hire people on Angie for. Somebody from Angie needs to pay me for this because this is huge for you. Okay. If you happen to know somebody from Angie, have them call me. Okay. Have them drop me a note. Let's set up a message because this is a huge marketing campaign for you. I shouldn't be giving this to you. I should be I should be charging you hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars for this marketing campaign. But let me finish the concept for you who are listening. And if the Angie people want to get a hold of me, we'll flesh this out deeper. So the book is on how to replace your bathroom faucet. Blah, blah, blah. And you go through in all the detail. Here's all this, and here's the supplies you need. And in order to do it right, you need this, and you can get into things like torque wrenches and, the right kind of that Teflon tape that you use in pipes, and when to use copper, and when to use stainless steel, and when to use PVC, and all of those nuances. I'm exhausted already. I'm like, okay, give them all of that. And then if the person is really, truly going to DIY it, they're going to really, truly DIY it anyway. If the book doesn't tell them that, they're just going to go find somebody else that does have a book or a YouTube video or a training on that. Okay? We'll update this conversation in just a second and we'll move to YouTube. Okay? But just stick with me for a minute here on Amazon. You find the book, How to Replace Your Kitchen Sink in 5 Easy Steps. Or the easy, simple guide where a complete novice can replace a bathroom sink, a bathroom faucet in 30 minutes or less. Some kind of a book name like that. Then you outline all of that. And then at the end of the thing, are you listening, Angie people? At the end of the thing, you say, as much as you could do that, most of us are probably feeling overwhelmed after having read all that. And we're still, even though I told you exactly where to start, we're still not really totally sure where to start. And we're looking through our tools and we're seeing that we don't have this tool and that tool. And we're beginning to total up the tools we have to buy, the parts we have to buy. And we're getting a more reality check on what it's going to take to do this. And then, because that book's going to be honest with them, hey, if this is your first time ever doing it, and you've never done this before, it's going to take you, meaning that your bathroom sink is going to be out of commission for half a day, 2 days, whatever, I'm not a plumber. So, and I wouldn't DIY it. But then, and here's the trick, at the end of it, it's like, what you could do is just simply go to, Angie.com/plumber. Put in your city, and you can hire a plumber right now today. And based on availability and the price you want to pay, you could have this fixed as early as today. And it took you less than 30 minutes. And in fact, in 5 minutes, you can book the call and you can have them come in. And a good plumber can do that in 15 minutes, in 20 minutes, in 30 minutes, whatever that might be. But now, does Angie have those books? I bet you they don't. But you could go to Amazon right now and there might be somebody else who's doing it for their own just little service, but Angie wants to be worldwide or at least US wide and have all that stuff. But if the book's not there, they're not going to find it. That's why I started talking about going to the library. You go to the library and you look for a book and it's not in the library doesn't have it stocked. Doesn't matter how great you are with a card catalog, you're not going to find it. If you go to Amazon and the person either hasn't put their book on Amazon or more importantly, doesn't have their book, you're looking for the answer, you can't find it. Now we move forward to YouTube. You've got things that you can talk about, teach, train, do. Use this same kitchen sink. You can do the whole specific training video, the same thing that's in that book. You translate that into you doing, and maybe, because again, I would hire somebody to do it, okay? Maybe it's multiple videos. Maybe you're like, look, here's what we're going to have. I've got a series of, let's be overwhelming. I don't know that it really takes this for a bathroom faucet. But let's be overwhelming. Let's say I've got a series of 20 videos that I've outlined for you. Okay? Video 1 shows you the complete overview. You're just going to watch me do it. Boom, it's just everything. And I'm going to be talking about it, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But I'm not going to slow down. I'm going to do it. It's kind of like if you ever watched a cooking show that Chef Ramsay's on. And, the thing where, follow along with him. Or when he does a demo. It's like boom, 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 And sure, he can say absolutely every single solitary thing he's doing. But, he can talk it and stir and be in this pan and that pan and reach over and grab this and dump it in and stir it all up, and do all of that. Like he was an octopus with 8 arms. That's how it's going to feel for you if you try to follow him, because he's got that expertise and that skill. But that would be your first video. And then you do a second video that talks about, here's all the supplies you're going to need. Here's what I would recommend, have another, and maybe in that video or maybe in a separate video, you have another video that explains this is when you need, and we talked about that before, copper, stainless steel, PVC, and why. Here's my recommended product line for you. And guess what? You could be an affiliate for insert company. Probably even you could get an affiliate account with Home Depot and get money when people, order their stuff online and use your affiliate code at Home Depot. I don't know. I've never looked, but very possibly. Might even be able to use this promo code and get 10% discount. Right? And you have a whole series of those videos. Okay, now we're going to go to the store and we're going to buy all the things. Now we're going to go through your garage and we're going to look at what tools you've got and what tools you really need and why you need to have it. Sure, you can use a pair of pliers. Doesn't make it a good idea. Here's why you need a pipe wrench. And here's the kind of pipe wrench you want to get. You don't need a giant, great big one that they use on, on rigs for, oil wells. You need one that's designed for a kitchen sink or a bathroom sink. See what I'm saying? We share our words, but if they're not there, so if that video is not there, the person who went to YouTube to look for it. Okay. If you haven't done the SEO right, meaning you did make the book a bestseller, you haven't SEO'd your YouTube video, you haven't, set up your website in the right way so that, Google knows that you exist in that category, in your area. If you're a local plumber, you don't need people from the other side of the world or the other side of the country to see your stuff. You need the people in your neighborhood to know, hey, this is your guy. He'll teach you how to do it in a DIY in the video, but if you want the guy to come in and just boom, 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 if you want the Gordon Ramsay of replacing bathroom sinks, this is your dude. And that's where SEO comes in. But it all starts from, you first got to know your voice, and then you've got to use it. Where the people are. If you want to be seen, you've got to be seen. And the only way to be seen is to be where they're looking. Nobody's going to come searching for you. You can have the most incredibly amazing website in the world, and if you don't put it someplace where people are going to be going to look for it, people aren't going to look up your amazing URL. I don't care if you own replacemybathroomsink.com, which would be a great domain name, by the way. And yes, assuming you set up the rest of your website SEO properly, that's one of the elements, having a great domain name. And assuming, because I haven't done the research on it, that replace my bathroom sink is the search term that we're going after, see SEO. And most of you, you're just like glazed over. You're like, wow, quit explaining SEO to me. I don't want to do it. And that's where we come in. And it starts with your message. How do we know the message, and how do we know how to say it in the way that is the way that the people who need it are looking for it and going to find it? We do optimization that's aimed at search engines. Google, Amazon is a search engine too. Most of your places like that. YouTube is a search engine for people looking to watch movies or videos. They all use that same criteria of, really, if you're looking for something, you start with the search box. And you got to be set up so that people can see you there. Because when you do, you then become the person that people recognize. When you're where people can see you, and when people then begin to see you, they know who you are. I love how Seth Godin put it. He said, I don't need a plumber right now. But when I go and get a plumber, I want to know who's the guy that wrote the book on it. I want to get the guy who wrote the best-selling book on doing this particular plumbing thing to come and fix stuff for me in my house. You want to be that person. You want your words to be available in all the places people are: written, spoken, video, local, on the internet, all of that. When you start using that voice, this is what happens. You begin to become known, seen, heard, powerful, and impactful in all that you do. And when you become recognized, then when the guy who you've been relating to says, hey, I don't need this right now, but I really appreciate knowing what your expertise is. And then they run into somebody that says, hey, I need that expert in replacing bathroom sinks. I just happen to know this guy, and he's amazing at it. In fact, he wrote the best-selling book on it. Right? Wow, the guy's a best-selling author on how to replace kitchen and bathroom sinks. That may seem minuscule and small, but that's the most huge world of. I just gave you, in this last 27 minutes and 25 seconds, insight into marketing that most marketing companies will never tell you. And now I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to tell you, start small, start safe. Go to visibilityamplifier.com. Get the Safe Start script. If you can't see it easily there, ask me for it. And then let's get you out there speaking, and let's get you clear. If you don't know absolutely what you say, why you say it, what the words out of that are for, and who they're for, then let's work together and do that. Visibilityamplifier.com. That's exactly the place that you need to be. Safe space for you to be able to start using your voice in a way that you're not going to be attacked, you're going to be encouraged, and you're going to be up level, and you're going to be more than you ever imagined was possible. I believe in you. You've got this. For those of you that are listening live, this is Labor Day weekend. Have a great weekend with family. I hope that they help you feel happy, safe, warm, and loved, that you have an amazing week. Tomorrow we'll be back. I didn't bring it up, so I'm not sure what we're talking about tomorrow, but we're going to be jumping in for the whole month of September. I've got it already all slated out. And technically, even though tomorrow is April 31st, I'm jump starting September tomorrow. And we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to dive nice and deep again, and we're going to spend the whole month together. We've even got coming up on the 25th of September a special, absolutely really cool little mini challenge, mini event that we're going to do. It's virtual, so everybody can come. And I'll be giving you more details about that starting tomorrow. I hope that you really do have an amazing weekend. Until we're together again next time, I hope you have a great week.